it's Tiffanys content going coast to coast with this fog, snow still in the forecast, heavy rainfall, and of course we're going to get some lightning and thunderstorms with that heavy rainfall, mostly in the Gulf Coast, and heavy flood threats on that West Coast with all those flood warnings and watches, even snowstorm watches, and heavy rainfall and windy, even avalanche warnings over there, and fog. And even in the Gulf Coast, Florida was foggy this morning. Take a look at all the lightning and thunderstorms on the satellite imagery going right into the Gulf Coast, pushing all that fog and that rain and that lightning and thunderstorms right over to that southeast coast. Definitely going to take a toll on Florida this weekend, and definitely going up that east coast. So you can see it here on the west coast. It still has all that rain and more atmospheric rivers coming tonight. Okay, so it's not over there. It has that rain and that snow, and just take a look at that whole west coast. Just a lot of mixed precipitation coming in, and going into the Gulf Coast. It's meeting up with that system, and that system in the Gulf Coast is very strong. Okay, I'm going to show you some watches and warnings for Florida, for the Gulf Coast, just for everything. Right now in Florida, it's very foggy, but very nice weather, 73 degrees, but very foggy for driving conditions. Tonight you're going to see up to 60, 70, even 100% of rainfall in certain areas, mostly by Tallahassee. And there's going to be a strong storm risk for Florida, Central Florida, on Sunday. Okay, bringing a lot of thunderstorms, lightning, and this can even bring tornadic activity. So just be aware of that. I'm going to show you more maps, but take a look at that west coast for today. This is a lot of rainfall, very much so, okay? And definitely even going into the Gulf Coast. And look at how it's turning, going upward. Now, even for Florida, for, this weekend, you're going to see heavy rainfall over there. But take a look at that West Coast. It is going to be up to 40%, 70% in certain areas, and more flooding. It's already got flood threats over there as it is. So more rain can be very detrimental, okay? It's a lot of hazards. I told you, heavy snowfall over there. It's even heavy rain over there, okay? And of course, you're going to have that flooding and snow. This is the current rain we have for today, okay? We got a lot to get through. This is a lot of rain just for one day. Look at West Coast, look at the North, and look at the Gulf Coast. It's going to be a lot of rain for the next few days even. This is a lot of heavy rainfall. A lot of flood threats are in the area, so please check your local listings. But what does it feel like today, okay? It feels very good. Take a look. It, starting to warm up in certain areas, but that Gulf Coast is warming up too much, meaning with that cold air, okay? That West Coast is still kind of cold, but it's warm. It's cold and it's warm, and it's meeting up with that system in the Gulf, and it's going to take a toll on us this weekend. And we still have current snow on the ground, okay? There's 16 inches in the Great Falls on the ground right now, and of course there's 10 inches going up that northeast, and 3 here going into the East Coast, an inch or so in the Midwest, but we still have a lot of snowfall down there with all this activity going on. And there's even more snow that's going to be coming down in the next 2 days. Look at 12 inches. 8 inches over there in California. That's a lot of snowfall just for 2 days with all that flooding. It's going to be a big deal. Today, this is the forecast for, the United States. And I told you it's starting to warm up, especially down the south, but it's sprucing up those storms. And then it goes into very moderate temperatures in the central. And then, of course, you're going to still have that cool area up northeast and still, over there in the Colorado mountains. And this is for tonight. You're going to see even going up the Great Falls, it's going to be chilly, okay? And along with all that rainfall and that snowfall and meeting up with that system in the Gulf Coast, it's going to be a lot going on. Heavy wind, very strong winds, okay? Even in Florida, very strong winds. I'm going to show you the watches for California right now, up to 4 to 6 inches of rainfall in certain areas. This is a lot, okay? And then you're going to have, for Saturday, you're going to even have snow going on. So this is for California right now. So everybody be aware. You're going to just have a lot of precipitation, very windy as well. And then, of course, it's going to be moving right down into those mountains and giving a lot of, snowfall, 4 to 6 feet of snow over there. definitely going right into Nevada as well. But again, these travels are going to be delayed, so make sure you're checking your local listings for that as well. Okay, it's still a lot going on. We have a weekend winter storm, okay, up in Montana. It's a lot of snowfall, okay. The elevation is, very strong, and it's changing to snow, as the day going on. Very gusty winds, and it's spreading, okay. So just be aware of that. And Alaska is just more colder than ever, and I'll tell you about that soon. But take a look at the current surface map, and you're going to see all that low pressure trying to move on in, okay. It's definitely moving in on that west coast, but right now you see more of that snowfall than even rain. But that rain is coming in. It's going to bring another atmospheric river. I'm going to show you some GFS runs, and we're going to see just how much rainfall it's going to be coming over there. And just take a look. It's going to be a lot of mixed precipitation, and definitely trying to bring in more of that cold front too. So just be aware. It's still a lot of activity going on this west coast. Very mixed precipitation, which can mean, a lot of, travel advisories as well. So just make sure you're aware. Even in the Gulf Coast, it's sprucing up some storms, and you can see all that lightning and thunderstorms right under Louisiana, taking on Lake Charles, going right up into, Mississippi, Alabama, and definitely going to be headed over to Florida, as we felt so much fog and seen so much fog this morning, okay? Very lot of moisture in the precipitation in the sky, in the atmosphere today. So just be aware of it all, okay? You can even see it on this map. It's all coming in, that cold front, that rain front, even that snow front, and it's whipping right through Texas, and it's going to bring it right over to that Gulf Coast and clash with that system and cause another storm, and that winter storm activity going to be pushing up. So just make sure that you're aware of everything that's going on all in one weekend, okay? Look at the amount of moisture on this water vapor map. It's a lot of moisture over there, okay? Definitely in the Gulf Coast. And look at how it goes right up that Great Falls, okay? It's traveling both ways. And then take a look at the action. You can see all that heavy snowfall on the west coast with the rain. And look at, as I told you, it's traveling and bringing all that rain. It's turning into rain as it goes into the Gulf Coast, meeting up with that system. It can be very tornadic when it does that. That warm air meeting with that cold air and clashing together. And there you have it. Severe thunderstorms in the Gulf Coast, severe lightning, severe heavy rainfall, and even tornadic activities can be possible. Okay, look at all that snowfall on the west coast. Definitely rain as well. And look at that heavy rainfall that's going to be coming in on Sunday on that west coast. Definitely mixed precipitation with that snow and rain. And look at Florida, going to be raining and lightning and thunderstorms severe in the South Florida, okay? So just make sure you're aware of all this activity. It's all weekend, even going into Monday, okay? So it's going to be still heavy rainfall coming in on that west coast and mixed precipitation, and even in Florida, bringing on more fog and rainfall, okay? Constant rainfall in certain areas. This is a video that we have for today. You're going to see some polys in there, okay? So that can even mean tornadic activity, okay? When they start forming those shapes down there, and it looks like squares, it looks like polys, but make sure that you're aware, whatever it is, it's dangerous, okay? That's all you need to know. Looking at this GFS run, you can see all that rain and lightning and thunderstorms in the Gulf. It's going to take a toll on the Florida, definitely bringing a lot of more precipitation on that west coast with all that snowfall. And look at Montana, it's going to be buried with snow too. And look at Nevada, even it's just going to be a lot of snowfall going over there going into the next few weeks. It's not over. February will be, the last big push for all this heavy snow and rainfall, and trying to change the weather. But take a look at all these rounds that's going into the Gulf Coast. Several rounds of lightning and thunderstorms just going right into that Gulf Coast as the month goes on. So just make sure that you're aware. Even the Midwest is going to get another snowstorm, and you can see it here going right up into the northeast, okay? And then another round of lightning and thunderstorms in the Gulf Coast, okay? So just make sure that you're aware that it is not over, okay? Make sure that you stay tuned to Tiffanys Content. I'm going to keep you updated. We're going to react to this crazy weather. It's Tiffanys Content. Like, share, subscribe.